Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times, the first time's joining me, welcome. I'm so glad that you have joined me. I'm just wondering, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to be going live on my Facebook group. So I apologize for that. If for some reason it's just not allowing me to do that. And I guess that's okay too. Like I say, it's not allowing me to go on there. So I'm not even going to worry about it. All right, you guys. So welcome to my Facebook page and welcome to my YouTube channel. Basically, I come here every Tuesday as a technique, and I struggle sometimes with different techniques, but this one's kind of a fun thing. I'm still playing with this. I don't know if it's going to go. It's not going to go. That's all good. Awesome. All right. So I do struggle sometimes, but then it always seems to come about. This is something that I've done with die cuts, but now I want to do it with a punch because we have the perfect punch for it. And sometimes when you're doing a certain technique, like I've got lots that are sort of I'm waiting to do, but I can't do that technique until I have appropriate stamp set or a bundle or something to do with it. So like I say, welcome. If you are joining me through YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed just down below here. And if you're joining me through my Facebook, just drop on, say hello. And also if you're watching it on a replay, mention that you've watched it on a replay. The other thing is I do talk with different people as we go along here. And so consequently, if you don't like it when I'm talking to different people, you can watch it on a replay and you can scoot on by. But I usually, it's because of the people that join me live, and I really do appreciate them. So hello to Janet and to Dolores, Felicia, and Bobby. Wow, awesome. So the technique that we're actually going to do today, and I'm just going to jump right on down to my desktop here, is a partial punching technique. Now, you might say, is this really a technique? Well, there are some different things that you do with this on there. I've done partial die cutting, and that is an amazing technique in itself. So it's kind of nice when you can do other techniques using the punches. Hello, Caroline, and hello, Wanda. So anyways, so what I'm going to do is, like I say, this is very, very similar to the die cutting, doing that. But let's go ahead and I'm going to show you different things that you can do with it. I am going to end up using the Humble Home. You guys know that I've used it the last two lives, actually. So, Betty, you accidentally pushed a button and there I was. Well, there you go, Betty. Thank you for joining me. So anyways, I'm going to use this. This is part of my monthly club. Remember that if you want to sign up for that, there is a link down below here. Just make sure that you do sign up if you do live in Canada. All right. So when you're going to do a partial die cut with a punch, what you want to do is you want to measure the size of what your punch is. This part is really important. So this, it tells me right there what it is, but this is a circle. It's a 2-inch circle. So I want to have my lighter weight cardstock. It doesn't work with the heavy white cardstock, but you want it to be to that size just a tiny bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and I'm going to just leave that ever so lightly or ever so small there. And I'm just going to punch it. And like I say, you want it to be light cardstock. And then at that point, we only do partial cutting. So now it's got an opening on there. How simple is that, right? So I want to show you different ways that you can actually do it with this punch, because I think this one has way more possibilities with it. So let me just go in. I'm just going to cut this off. So I wanted to show you, you can do it with different punches. The label punches are really kind of cool with this. You can also do it with, you know, there's that tropical leaf punch. You could do it with that. So like I say, there's lots of different ones. So if I wanted to, now remember, this is the fold. This is to this measures 2 inches. So I went a tiny bit larger than 2 inches, but you want it to be the height or the width or whatever way that you're actually going to cut it. So when you take it, you double it and then you score it down the middle. So what I want to do is I want to have a flip coming up from the bottom. So I'm just going to come in here. Now remember, I cut this 2 inches plus, probably less than a quarter. I want it to be at the bottom, like so. And I have to do this way because I just don't have the strength. Oh my goodness. Now it's not going to work for me. Look at that. That is just plain ridiculous. Okay, well, I'll work on that one again. I'm actually going to show you this one to begin with. So it's going to go like this. I'm going to just have a tiny bit up at the top. You know what? I got this table too high. Let me just push this table down a bit. And I've done quite a few of these, so it's not like I haven't done them. Be very careful if you're using a glass mat underneath. And then this one is then going to come up like so. So isn't that kind of neat? You can do it that way. Now, this is the trickier one, and this is the fun one. So I want to have it open up, that it opens up from the side here. So let me show you how that gets done. So what I have to do is I have to go in here, and because it's on an angle, I have to come in and I have to cut this just like that. Okay. Awesome, Colleen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come like this, and I'm going to come with that, see, just ever so slightly right there. And this better cut for me because I really need this to cut. Like I say, you have to eat your, what did Popeye say? I don't have any muscles. Obviously I don't, but anyways. All right, so we've got that coming up like that. So I've got one coming from the top like this. I would have had one coming from the bottom, but it didn't quite work. So let's see if I can do that now. Just kind of cut through. And this is why this cardstock is very, very important that you use not the thick basic white. So this is going to be here. Might. There we go. And you know that you can always sharpen your punches by using tin foil, right? You just go like this through there. Now that didn't dull my punch, but anyways, let's show you what we've got. I don't need all these other little pieces, but like I say, it's so nice when you can do partial die punching, and then you've given and opened up an awful lot more opportunities. Now remember, Debbie, watching from Brisbane, Australia. Well, I'm coming there in March. I'm going there for the Stampin' Up convention, so we're on stage. Very excited to be going. Okay, so this one's from the bottom, so you can put that on there and you can put your message in there. That's kind of a different one. This is that circle that I showed you that you could have it where it pops up. This one is up at the top. I think if I did this one, I would maybe have a little bit more and maybe have it come up as far as this, the chimney here. And then, of course, this one coming like this. Now, I am actually going to use this for the card. Hello, Laura. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, because I want to go and stamp this, which is really quite easy once it's done. So I'm just going to come in. I want to color this with Memento. So, I want to color it with my blend. So what do you think is going to happen? So what's going to happen is, of course, it's going to bleed through. So my suggestion is don't even bother stamping this on here. We can. You know what? I'll put it on there just to show you. So we can do that. Debbie, are you a Stampin' Up demonstrator? So there, at that point, you've got that. Now, if I was just going to do paper piecing, I would just do it like this. But because I turn around and I want to do some coloring on there, we know it's going to bleed through. So what I want to do is I want to take this and let's stamp it again. And here I go. I went and I used up all that paper showing you how to do that. Just grab another piece here. And I'm going to come and I'm going to stamp another one using that same one. And then I can just piece it on there. Oh, you're not. Well, I'm going to be down in your beautiful area of the world in March. And then thinking of doing maybe a cruise around there. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'm just going to color this or stamp that. Let's go ahead and punch that out. And you'll see how easy this punches with a single layer. And of course, I just rest my hand down here, push it down a bit. It's not going to move. Make sure I've got it the way I want it, and then just go and punch it out. All right, so then what we want to do, got all these parts of hearts all over the place. I want to go in and color. Now, you know that I really like that crumb cake and the poppy parade. And I thought, well, let's go a little bit different. So I am going to use some Summer Splash. We're going to use Pool Party. Oh my goodness. And then we're going to use some Pretty in Pink. Now, I could, and I probably will, is I'm going to come down here. And what you want to do always when you're coloring, remember you want to make sure that you've got something underneath it just in case it does bleed through. So I could use my paper piercing mat, but I'm just going to come along here. And we're just going to quickly color this. Probably should have left it and not punched it out until, just because it does tend to move around a little bit. Now this is the light Pool Party. And I could use the other end if I'm worried about this. It's funny, we had in the Christmas class, we talked about you don't have to be really particular when you color. A lot of white space is great to have a lot of white space on there as well. All right. Now remember, I could layer this as well and do some fussy cutting, but I'm not going to on this particular card. Just going to come in. Let's just get some color, lay some color down, saturate it. Now, if you're wanting, like, you only have the one color of the Pool Party, what you want to do is you want to go in and you do not want to, you want to let it dry. But if you want to saturate it, what you can do is you can go in and color right away. So I'm actually going to come in and I'm going to use my darker Pool Party, and I'm just going to get some shading in there. Yeah, see, I shouldn't have cut that out. I should have. I always say when you're die cutting, always make sure that you cut out. You cut it out first because of the coloring. But with this particular one, I don't know if I would have done that. You don't think you've ever used Summer Splash? Well, we're going to use Summer Splash on this. I think the Summer Splash goes great with this Pool Party. Anyways, I'm just going to come in, and how I get that so it blends so that we don't see that color is move it in circles, right? Let's just get it, move it in circles. And then I'm just going to come and I'm just going to do a bit of flicking. Because I want there to be more of a white. Now you could also do this with your color lifter as well. Dark here. So we've got that like that. And this is the light still. So I think I'll come in and I'll put some light right here. And of course we want to put some dark in there so that we've got some shading in there as well. I love this set. obviously, right? All right, so now this is where the summer splash is going to come in. Ah, nice. Well, they couldn't have picked a better time to have it there, that's for sure. Now, this is the light summer splash. I'm just going to come in here and do the accent colors. See how well that goes with, let me just show you up close. See how well that goes with the pool party? Like that. We're just going to put some other accents. I think I'll put some on the window and here. And I think I'll even do the summer splash up here. Different colors for a house, right? But who says a house has to be any particular color? Now I'm coming in with my, oh, this is light flirty flamingo. Do I want flirty flamingo or do I want pretty and pink? You know what? I think I'm going to use flirty flamingo. Okay, so I'm just going to do the trim. This reminds me of a dollhouse. Just a couple of houses down, there's this house, and it's quite old. It's very old, actually. And we called it the dollhouse because it looks like a Barbie doll house. It has all the frilly sort of stuff on the outside. It'd be excellent. For a single woman to live there, I don't know. I think if I was a man, I might be a little embarrassed. All right, so there I go, chit-chatting away. Okay, so we're just going to get some in there. Like I say, that's flirty flamingo. Fun, right? Now, I could do yellow in there, but I'm not going to. I am actually just going to put a tiny bit of the light pool party in here. That just gives the look of light in the, not light, but daylight in the windows. If it was dark at night, I would do it at night. Now see, this way, this is colored there. If I had this on the inside there, when it was opened, it would show like that. So that's the reason why I went ahead and did one on the front. And now what I can do is I'm just going to add it right on top of there. And I'm just going to glue it on. Not going to pop it up. Now what I could probably do is do what I did the other day, is do the door and maybe, there we go, just like that. And then let's see, come in with another one here, and let's go ahead and do that. Yes, Felicia, summer splash is kind of taking it. It is quite different when you see the two of them together, just to let you know. It is quite a bit different, actually. So, you know, I don't know how. It's funny because I was just showing somebody the Bermuda Bay because I do happen to have some extra that I got it for sale. All right. And it does change color as we color it, right? You see how that changed? That looks quite yellow on there and it's gone pink. So I'm going to just kind of let that sort of set, and I'm hoping that it stays that color because that's how I want it to be, but it's quite saturated. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make a card with this. Remember, the technique is not really the big thing. Remember, in my group, you have to be a member of my group, and then you can go to the file section tomorrow at 9:05 Pacific time, and it'll have all these things. It'll have the measurements of this particular card. It'll have all the special stuff on there. It'll have a picture of the card, and it'll also have the video link in there as well. All right, so I did cut a bunch of stuff. We'll see how it turns out. That's not lightening up as much. You know what? I could turn around and I could use my color lifter on there, but we'll see. Now, I thought, well, I've got Summer Splash. And it's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. If you're in our metric countries, it's just a half a piece of cardstock. So just your basic ones. I tend to go with the one first layer. I always go, you would go 1 centimeter, not 6.5 centimeters. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. And I ran it through this Forever Plaid one. I thought that would look really kind of good together. Hello, Leona. Yeah, so I thought that would look okay with this particular one. Now, it's such a small image that you kind of have to do some stuff with it. So I went and I used the Summer Splash. I could use this one. I'm not a real big lover of this particular one. And I used the largest stylish shape, the squares one. And then I used, I think this is the third one. And then this can go here on there. I thought that would look kind of nice. This is like a welcome sort of thing. So let's go ahead. Now, do I want to, what do I want to do here? I think with this one, this could go from our house to yours. So I could go and put that. I could, from our house to yours. Let's do that there. And I'm going to stamp that in the Summer Splash as well. Let's come in with that. So it's going to sit like this. So I guess I didn't get my Summer Splash done. No, I didn't. Now, my Summer Splash is very, very juicy. So I have to be really careful. And I want this to go this way. So when they open it, that's going to flip up. So that's why I want this to be just right. And then I want that to sit. See how it's so juicy. Should probably rub some of that off. Then, let's see. So let's go ahead and start finishing this card. So we're going to put this on here like this. And you know, we have that beautiful Summer Splash, excuse me, ribbon. So let's use some of that. I am thinking, I don't know, it's not really lightening up, is it? I'm going to come in with my lifter. I'm just going to lift some of that color off of there. We'll see how that looks. All right, so let's go ahead and put some of this on here, because you know how much I love to use ribbon. So I'm going to come in with my Karen tape. Just put that there and some here as well. So tomorrow is Mystery Wednesday. I was going to postpone it because I had something else to do tomorrow, and then I decided no, I didn't do mystery last week. So we are definitely going to go ahead, and I'm going to do my mystery at 3 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow. So the mystery clues will be posted at noon. And then, yeah, you can turn around and join me then, and then join in on the challenge. Oh, I should go in and post the winners. I got to pick the winners there. Thank you. All right, so then let's just go like this. We're just going to put that there. I'm hoping that's in the right spot. What I'll do is I'll check it out in just a second. And then you know that I always reinforce my ribbon down, right? All right. So let's see how this is going to look. So we got this like this. This like this. We're going to put this house here. And yeah, it's going to flip up, but we're okay because it's going to have some other stuff that we want to do on there. Now that is up just a bit too much. So this is why I wait till I know if this is in the right spot. And that's crooked. Just like that. Should have left it alone. It's just, all right. Let's see how that is in proportion to. Okay, that'll work. So then remember, I always go in and I do my tear and tape to reinforce that ribbon down. And how can you lose something like that? Okay, so we just reinforce that down and that ribbon won't come off now. I say nothing worse than if people keep your cards, they can't basically go in and the ribbon all falls off. All right, so let's just go ahead and glue this. That right there. And then put this here. This would be kind of neat in also as a pop-up on the inside, right? Of your card. You could do a pop-up sort of thing in there as well. But this will give kind of a different sort of thing to go on the front of your card. All right, now I want to go and I'm thinking to myself, it's my house to your house. How about welcome or thank you? We could put on here. What do we want to put? Let's do a welcome. I think this piece is too big. And I'm pretty sure. Let's just go in, pick that up. Now, I am actually going to cut that to a 1/2 inch. Just going to go in, mark it to 1/2 inch. And that is enough for that welcome on there. All right, come back in with my paper piercing mat. And now, like I say, this summer splash is pretty goopy. So what we could do is we could go in, stamp that, and see, you can tell that there's so much stuff on there. So I could go and I could stamp off. Just stamp off here. And just do another one. I don't think this is going to be dark enough with it stamped off. See, it's just not. It will dry, but the one thing that you could do is take your bone folder and scrape off some of that ink that's on there. I always find that's the way it is with some of these newer ink pads on there. All right. So let's get that on there. I showed this other thing, another tip during my class. And you know what? I'm not wanting that. I want it to go kind of below. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to end up cutting this and cutting this because I'm not going to like how straight I am. Let's cut it a bit more. I should just actually come in with my... So we're going to have that go there. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is one thing that works really, really well. Remember, if you have ribbon and you put a saying on it, what happens is it tends to flip, right? So what you want to do is you want to get this ribbon so that it's not going to flip down. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to take a glue dot. And I'm just going to go like this and just lift that up ever so lightly. And just put this down near the bottom. And that's going to keep that ribbon so that it doesn't flip when you put the dimensionals on there. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even think of the word. All right, so I'm going to come in with my dimensional pieces, and you know how much I love these other pieces along this side. So let's just go and cut that. Oh, thanks, Laura. And like I say, it just extends your punches just a little bit more. And that's what it's all about, right? So I want to put this along the bottom of this welcome because I want it to stick on. That's the top. Okay. Well, let's just get rid of that one. Let's try that again. It's not going to be long enough, so I'm just going to come. There we go. Now we want to do it on the bottom, so the bottom is there. And just put this here. And then this will come here and do the welcome right there. All right, so I'm going to pop this up just because we can, right? Like I say, most of my cards get put in with a parcel as it is, or I turn them inside out when I mail them so that they can, they don't pop up and cost extra postage, right? All right, so let's just go. Pretty straightforward card, but this technique with the thing is pretty cool. All right, so I am just going to go. Now, I could do another couple of videos just with this particular stamp set and bundle. I've got so many ideas to do this. I love 3D projects. And I like things that move. Do a pop-up card in the middle. Oh my goodness, so many things. So this will be welcome from our house to yours. Let's just put that right there. And then, of course, we have to do embellishments. Now, what I could do, I should have put that off to one side because I don't like the fact that there's no, could we do a faux bow on there? Would that work? Oh, hello, Sandy. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I don't know. There's nothing we can do with that. So we're just going to leave that. But we can embellish. So do we want to use the sparkle gems or do we want to use the resin dots? So let me just check and we can make a decision. We're going to use the sparkle gems or the resin dots. You can tell. You can really tell. Maybe we won't be using the resin dots. Oh, I have some. You can tell this is my favorite color. Oh my goodness. Well, look at anything. My blog has the Bermuda Bay on there. So let's just put that there and one here. You know what? I didn't even give you a choice, did I? Oh my goodness, I did not give you guys a choice. I'm just using the resin dots. And even at that point, I could put one inside there, but you know what? Let's put one. Ooh, maybe we're going to do a pink one. There's no reason why you have to go with all the same colors, right? That doesn't show up. Do we want to go a darker pink? Nope. All right, so let's just go with this in the inside, and let's just put that right there. That looks cute. Awesome. So now we got to do something with the inside, right? What am I going to do with the inside? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have this. I have that. So you know what? I really think that maybe we're just going to have to decorate with designer series paper. So when did I cut out? I think what we could do is we could do this on the inside. So I'm going to just go, this would have been neat paper on the outside too, but I didn't have enough of that. So let me come in with my trimmer. And let's go an inch. No, a half an inch. And the inside would be 3 3/4. So this will be 3 1/2 because I usually always go with that size on the inside. And that's all we're going to do to the inside of the card. Ah, you like the bling. Sparkle. Like I said, Laura, I didn't give you a choice. So I apologize for that. Awesome. I like these resin dots. I think they're kind of nice. I think the bling would be nice too. But let's just leave it the way it is, right? Okay, so I'm just going to come put this on the inside. There's nothing really in here. The only other thing you could have done was maybe some hearts. this punch punched out those little tiny hearts. You could do them maybe with the pink. But if it's a welcome thing, I don't know. Let's just put this on there. I think that's enough for the inside. And this kind of goes from our house to yours. And maybe you could put one of those, like you could put one of these hearts that were there. Anyways, I'm not a heart person, so not in that thing. Perfect. All right, so if you guys like this, make sure that you give me the thumbs up, share my video. Remember, this is going to be posted tomorrow at 9:05 a.m. Pacific time. Ask me why it's always that. I have appointments every third week at 7 o'clock in the morning here. So that allows me the extra time to do it. So that's why I go 9:05. And a lot of times what I try to do is keep to the same times every week doing a lot of stuff. Okay. Quick little card. It wasn't so quick. And pop up and go in there. So like I say, pretty simple, pretty plain. Awesome. So let's see what's going on. Okay. So if you like that, remember to give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate it when you do that. Remember, if you live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Remember that this is a class that I'm doing for the month of this month. If you do come to, I've already designed the tags for my class. My in-person class always gets cookies, and I have the cookie cutter, a house cookie cutter, and I've designed the tags for this particular one, so it's kind of cool that it's there. Yeah, so remember to use your punches and have lots of different ways of opening it up. This is such a cute set, you guys. It's so cute. And if you didn't catch me yesterday, make sure you check out the one from yesterday because it's a 3D box. All right, you guys, remember to create because it's great for the soul. See you tomorrow at 3 o'clock Pacific time. Bye for now.